Today, we're going to talk about building confidence with your real pistol. If you're a newer gun owner or somebody that's new to having to use this in contexts outside of the shooting range, you might be intimidated, right? You might not be a soldier that was trained by professionals that knew what they were doing and had to use things under extreme stress. You're not trained by a police officer that was able to talk people down and never had to use one of these in a real situation. You've never had one pointed at you and had to avoid hitting somebody that you never wanted to hurt in order to assure that this other individual never hurt anybody, right? These things can be intimidating to use or to handle. So you want to build up your confidence. And the best way to build up your confidence is a replica. This is an airsoft gun. This airsoft gun has an orange tip, but we can practice some cool things with this, right? So this has most of the functionality of the real one. I can take the magazine out. Magazine's a different shape. We're not practicing real gun, we're practicing the fundamentals. So I can take the magazine out. The magazine release button is in the exact same spot, and the magazine comes out the exact same spot. I can put that down. The slide comes back and goes forward. All right, this one doesn't come back all the way. But if I'm out of ammo, there's no ammo in this magazine. When it comes back, it happens to lock back. Isn't that fun? So if you're shooting or practicing some drills, it mimics the major functions of this gun. This one happens to be gas blowback, so it has a CO2 gas cartridge, and when you pull the trigger, it blows back. It's pretty low on gas, so may have not blown back. So what drills could you practice to gain some confidence before picking this up? So maybe you have this already. Maybe you're looking to get one of these, but you need confidence to feel like you really know what you're doing with this. Well, let's put this off to the side. It's not going anywhere. I'll be able to play with it later. I have time. You're an adult. Well, the first things first is you can practice the safety drill from the last video. So, take the magazine out. Keep your barrel pointed in a safe direction the entire time. Nobody's to my left. I grabbed the gun and put on a solid grip. So that's the first thing you do is when you pick up a gun, is you pick it up, firm grip, finger off the trigger. Safe direction, so nobody's to my left. All right, let's check the condition of the gun. Let's take the magazine out. Magazine is out. Open the slide. Push the slide release up. Let go. All right, this one doesn't have a chamber, but we can still practice the movements. We look in there, we look down, and we look on the bottom. Cool. This airsoft gun is unloaded. There's gas in here, so it's not completely non-functional, but this gun is considered unloaded for purposes of practicing this. Because your second rule of firearm safety is to not touch the trigger until you're ready to shoot. So now, let's say you've gotten used to unloading a gun. All right, you know how to unload a gun, you know how to make sure it's safe, you know to always get a firm grip with your finger off the trigger every time you pick this thing up, because you don't want to drop this thing. All right, walk around the house. This is a holster. This is a holster for the Walther PPS M2. This particular airsoft gun fits this particular holster perfectly. Not all airsoft guns fit all real holsters. The dimensions can differ. Notably, I've seen on a number of airsoft Glocks, they don't always fit the real holsters. This could have changed. but just be aware of it. Buy things in person and check before you purchase. All right, so now let's put this in here. What is a feature of this gun that we have? Well, when you pull the trigger, this thing sticks out, right? So, it sticks out. So let's practice that. Take your thumb. This unfortunately doesn't have that feature. So you put your thumb over there, and you put it in. Muscle memory, right? Goes in perfectly. All right, now put this on. All right, so you would strap this to your belt, put this wherever you need to put it, wherever your holster goes. All right, now take it back out. So now you're gonna pick up the gun. It's gonna be strapped to you. So we're gonna pretend this is strapped to my belt, right? I'm gonna take this out. So I pick it up, always with the firm grip, and my fingers on the trigger. And now, because I'm not going to be shooting, I always keep it in a safe direction with a good grip and my finger off the trigger. All right, now let's put it back. All right, now let's take it back out. All right, now let's put it back. Oh, let's take it back out. All right, now let's put it back. All right, now let's take it back out. Right? So now you've practiced your unloading, and you've practiced your putting in and out of the holster. What else can you do to gain confidence? Well, you're going to have to load this thing at some point. We're going to imagine that you want to take this, you're going for some sort of permit or license or personal sense of taking your safety into your own hands, where you need this with you. You decide that you need to take one of these with you for whatever reason. You can practice loading on this. So now you're going to put ammo into your gun. You're going to put gas into your gun if it takes gas. Some of them put the gas in the magazine, and the magazine's bigger. But now you're going to load this thing. So now you're going to put BBs in here. You're going to take the safety off. This particular one has an artificial safety. This is not the same safety as on the real gun. So now you're going to load it. So you're going to take this, you're going to put this in here, and you're going to pull the slide to the back and let it go. Now it's loaded. Now if you pull the trigger, the punishment's going to be a sting or maybe a small hole in the wall. Now put it back on the holster. Now take it back out. Now do that a bunch of times. Unloading airsoft guns is a little bit more difficult, but you still do it in the same order. You take this out, pull the slide to the rear. Now the BB is going to be in the chamber. If it has a chamber, this particular gun shoots the ammo from the magazine. Some airsoft guns will load them into a chamber and they just don't come out. You're going to have to live with that. So you're going to have to check. And you can either push it out, or you can just be like, all right, we're going to practice. And then if it's in there, you can be like, oh, there's a BB in there. So one way you can get one out is to, with the magazine out, you pull the slide back 3 times. That will not take the BB out, but that's a malfunction drill on how to get the bullet out of the chamber on a real gun. So now you would practice, be like, all right, you know what? This practice time, we're going to pretend that the BB isn't there. So now, okay, my airsoft gun is clear. All right, now we're going to load it back up. Now it's loaded. It has BBs in here. It has gas in here. If I pull the trigger, the 6mm BB is going to come out. So now you want to build up some more training. You've practiced all you needed to practice with those steps. Now you're going to go somewhere where you can shoot your airsoft gun. So maybe you have a backyard, so you go to your backyard. If you have close by neighbors, just let them know this thing's not super loud, but from a distance, from this distance it looks pretty close. And if you don't know, you don't know. Just tell your neighbors if you think that they might be a little sketchy on the situation. They're not super loud. Anybody that knows guns will be like, that thing's really quiet. Or just go somewhere, maybe somewhere in your house or your apartment. Hopefully your walls will not echo the noise too loud, but find a place and then set up some material like a blanket or a pillow as like where the BBs could go, so you don't make holes in your wall or dents in your wall. And maybe a cardboard box at the bottom, so when the BBs hit the blanket, they go into the cardboard box, so you don't have BBs all over your floor. So now you're going to practice shooting. So now you're going to put your gun in here, loaded in your belt, and now you're going to take your gun out, your airsoft gun. You're going to do your hand grips that you need to do, and now you're going to shoot your airsoft gun at a target. Doesn't matter what the target is. The airsoft gun is not very accurate. Do not stress over your accuracy with an airsoft gun. This thing is designed to shoot like 10, 20 feet as like the maximum distance. Do not worry about your accuracy. Some airsoft guns are accurate to further distances. Don't even stress. Don't even stress it, because these things are not accurate. They're meant for close range playing. So take it out of your holster, get your grip, being aware of where you're aiming it, and shoot your target. And do that several times. Now, after you shoot, you probably didn't run out of ammo, so take it out, shoot 1, maybe 2 shots. All right, we're going to pretend that the threat is no longer there. Now, with your holster still on your body, take this that is now shot and put it in your holster. So now this thing is loaded and you know it's loaded and it just shot. So now you're going to take more practice. Now you're going to take it back out. Now you're going to aim. Maybe you're not going to shoot this time. You're going to crouch down. Now you're going to shoot. Right? So you're going to do some maneuvering. All right, now this time, after you've done the standing shooting, maybe you did a few crouches, now you're going to take your gun out. You're going to aim at the target. You're going to pretend this isn't a good spot. So now you have to keep your gun out, keep your finger off your trigger, and now walk like, say we're shooting at the car and we're this bullet. You're going to walk from your shooting point over to the side, and now you're going to shoot. All right, now put your holster back. Now take it back out, walk all the way over here, finger off the trigger with the gun out. All right, now shoot the target. All right, now put it back. All right, now take it out, walk all the way to the other side, shoot your target. If you have a spare magazine, practice a reload. Take one out, put the new one in. Now the first rule of firearm safety is that the gun's loaded. So unless if it unloads, just take the magazine out and put the new one in. You don't have to pull the slide because you're pretending it's loaded. All right, now do it again. All right, now you've done this, we'll say, over the course of 2 or 3 days. You've done this several times, maybe 15 minutes or an hour each time. All right, now you're going to load your airsoft gun again. You're going to put it back in your holster. And now you're going to come off to your side. Now you're going to pull this airsoft gun out. You're going to keep your finger off the trigger. Always keep it pointed in a safe direction. Safe being maybe towards the target. Never pointing it at yourself, right? This is bad. Pointing at the target. Now run to the other side. Now get your grip. Aim, slow, shoot. All right. Keep your gun out. Run back to the other side. Aim, slow, shoot. It's not a race. You're building confidence. Don't worry about whether you're hitting your target or not. Just make sure you're getting your grip on there and you're aiming and you're doing your sight alignments. So now you're building confidence with having a loaded gun in your hands, right? So if you can run with a loaded gun in your hands, then you can stand still with a gun in your hands. So now you're not going to be shooting in your house, right? Know the difference between your airsoft gun and your real gun. So now that you were able to run with a loaded airsoft gun, take your real gun. Either don't put ammo in it yet, but take an empty magazine, put your empty magazine in here, pull the slide back, have the slide go forward. So now with an empty magazine and the slide activated, if I were to pull the trigger right now on this particular model, it would go click, right? So that emulates having shot the gun, right? So you heard that click. Cool. Now what I'm gonna do, there's no ammo in the gun, right? This is a real gun. Now I'm gonna put this in my holster. All right, now I'm gonna take it out of the holster. Now I'm gonna aim the gun at my target. Not gonna pull the trigger. I'm just gonna take it out. Now I'm gonna put it back in. Now I'm gonna take it back out. Now, after you've practiced that, unloaded, no magazine, either an empty magazine or no magazine, and no ammo ever in here, figure out where your wall is. So the wall is a part of the trigger. So when you pull your trigger, it'll be easy, and then all of a sudden, it'll get hard. When it's soft all the way until it gets hard, that is your wall. Quadruple check there is nothing in here. Check my last video on how to make sure a gun is empty. Make sure there is nothing in the gun at all. Pull the trigger. That's what it feels like to pull the trigger on your gun. You can hold the trigger if you want, then let go. Now it's charged again, so your hammer's back or your striker is ready. Now, after you've practiced taking your gun out and just aiming it, now what I want you to do is when you take your gun out, have your target ready, take it out, aim, put your finger on the trigger, and pull up to the wall. Don't pull the trigger all the way, just to the wall. And stay there. Now take your finger off the trigger. Wait. Okay, now put it away. Now take it back out, aim, finger on the wall. Aim it at your target. Stay there. Okay, now take it back off. There's no ammo, right? So if you mess up and pull the trigger, oh, that was too hard. Okay, let's do that again. Okay, we're not going to pull that hard. So now we're getting familiarity with our trigger. Right? Because this trigger is completely different from this trigger. And this is the trigger we need to get used to. This is the device we need to have confidence in, right? And because there's no ammo, and you've practiced, you know how to pull a trigger and not pull a trigger because of your airsoft practice. Now you can practice not having any ammo in here. All right, now keep your finger off the trigger. All right, now put this back. And then every now and then, practice taking it out and keep your finger off the trigger. Don't put your finger on the trigger. Sometimes, right? So make sure you still have the muscle memory of being able to take your gun out and keep your finger off the trigger, right? because you might want to take your gun out and not pull the trigger, right? So let's say, let's say in 5 years, you've come home, you've had your day, you've decided you want to take the gun out of the holster, and you're not using it. You're just gonna, I'm just gonna put it down. Put it in the safe or wherever you're going to keep it for the future. You don't need to put your finger on the trigger just to put it down in the safe. You could unload it and everything, do all that. But next, after you've practiced taking it out, putting your finger on the wall, or keeping your, after you've practiced the drills of putting your finger on the wall, now what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your ammo. You could use a snap cap. So a snap cap is a fake bullet, or you could use a real one. And take it, put it inside your gun, and load it. Okay, so now your gun's loaded. Put it in your holster. Take it out. Don't aim it anywhere. Take it out. Put it back in. Alright, take it back out. Put it back in. Take it out. Aim it down between your legs, right? So say these are my legs. Make sure that you're not aiming at your feet. You're not aiming at your legs. And walk from one room, or walk across your room, right? With it loaded and your finger off the trigger. Just point it straight down. Make sure it's as straight down as possible, not too far angled, right? Straight down. Loaded. Okay. Unload. All the way. And then put your gun face up, unloaded. So your gun is completely unloaded. And you've practiced a few times with your gun loaded. So you have now practiced having a loaded gun in your hands in a place where you don't want to shoot it, right? Because if you always practice shooting at the range, well, what if you want to take it out and never ever shoot it? Because, believe it or not, police officers, they carry a gun every single day that they go to work, and some of them don't even shoot it, like, in their entire career. But they have it with them, and they need the confidence. Because some police officers, some military, will use it one time, and they need the confidence to be able to be like, all right, now this is it. Now it's required, right? So if you're scared of it, in a non-stressful situation, you're going to be even more scared of it in a scary situation. And we're going to say that the circumstances come to where you believe you absolutely need it, right? Because there might be situations that are dangerous, but you might not need this, right? You might decide, all right, but you need to be prepared for the time where, okay, now there is no other option, right? And that could be up to you. I'm not here to tell you what is right, what is wrong. I'm just here to help you have confidence. So practice that. Practice those things and be safe, right? So this is about safety and confidence. If you're not confident with this thing, you're probably not going to be safe, right? So something extremely dangerous that I've seen people do is, I'll tell them, their gun, I will put it down and I will say, unload this gun. And they'll do something like this. They'll be like, that's not safe at all, right? I'm pushing on the gun. My finger could go in front of the barrel. My finger could go on the trigger, right? I didn't tell them if there's anything in there. I just said unload this gun, right? With the last video, what was the first thing that you had to do? Pick up the gun and get a good grip. Then you could take out the magazine with confidence, right? You saw I kind of struggled a little bit before, but now here, like, boom, it's out, right? I don't have to slide it or pull it out. Now, because I have a good grip, I can easily open this. And now, because I have a good grip, I can easily look in the chamber. I can easily look to make sure there's no magazine in there. I can easily double check there's no magazine in there. Because I have confidence and I can handle this, right? So let's summarize the drills. First, you get an airsoft gun and you practice unloading it. Cool. Unload it. Then we practice loading it. So now we take this in, put it in, load it. All right, now we practice walking around the house with it, right? Cool, we walk around the house. Now we're gonna practice with a target. So now we get our target, right? So here we are, this is us, boom. We're not gonna have any BBs yet. We're gonna take it out, boom, we're gonna aim at the target. All right, now we're gonna put it away. All right, the next time, we're gonna load it. So this is a gas gun. So we're gonna put our gas in here, we're gonna put our BBs in here. All right, so now we're gonna practice. We're gonna take it out, aim it at the target, push it out. All right, now you shoot at the target a few times. All right, now what we're gonna do, we're gonna take it out, we're gonna walk. Now we're gonna shoot our airsoft pistol. Now we're gonna aim, and we're gonna run, keeping our gun aimed in a safe direction, finger off the trigger. All right, now we shoot an airsoft BB. All right, now we run all the way to the other side. Boom, we shoot another airsoft BB. Cool. We feel confident of this gun is only gonna go off when we pull the trigger. Now, take our real pistol. All right, what's the first drill? Unload. So we take out the magazine, make sure that there's nothing in the gun. All right, cool. We're gonna walk around the house a little bit. Okay, got the gun. Pick it up, put it down. All right, now we're gonna go to our target. All right, I'm gonna take it out of the holster. We're gonna aim at the target. Finger off the trigger. All right, next, unload the gun. Completely empty. No magazine, no ammo, no magazine. Now we find our wall. The wall is when you pull the trigger, it's soft, and then all of a sudden, it gets really hard to pull. That's the wall. All right, pull it, let it go. Now we're gonna pull the trigger all the way, completely unloaded. Quadruple check. Magazine, check chamber, take out the magazine, check the chamber, make sure there's no magazine. And then check, 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 check. Be certain there's nothing in here. And now, pull the trigger all the way. That's what it feels like to pull your trigger. Now, take your finger, pull the trigger to the wall, let go. Pull the trigger to the wall, let go. Pull the trigger to the wall. Oh, we slipped. We know to not pull the trigger that hard anymore, right? We're just going to the wall. We're not pulling the trigger. We're not trying to shoot. All right, here it comes. Put it in your holster. No ammo at all. Go to your target. Take it out. Aim at the car. Pull the trigger to the wall. All right, put it away. Take it out. Trigger to the wall. Put it away. Then, take it out. Pointing in a safe direction. Walk across the room. Trigger to the wall. Let go. Keep your gun out. Walk to the other side of the room. Trigger to the wall. Okay, let go. Walk to the other side of the room. All right, now we're going to get a little more adventurous. Run to the other side of the room. Trigger to the wall. Run to the other side of the room. Trigger to the wall. All right, we're confident with the gun unloaded. Now, you take your ammo, put it in, load it. Make sure it's loaded. Finger off the trigger. Second rule firearm safety, don't touch the trigger unless you're ready to shoot. Take it, Put it in your holster. Take it out of your holster. All right, back to your target. This is at your house, not the shooting range, right? You don't want to shoot. Take your gun, loaded with ammo that is live. Put it in here. When you take your gun out, you keep your finger off the trigger. Off the trigger, and you aim at the target. Don't put your finger on the trigger because there's ammo in here. You don't touch the trigger until you're ready to shoot and you're not blowing holes in your wall. Now you put it back. Now you take it back out and aim. Finger off the trigger. Slowly put it away properly with ammo. Once you do that and you're confident that you can handle a gun in your house with ammo in it and not shoot, now you're ready. You will feel so much more confident after handling your gun with real ammo in here and not shooting. If you're doing this drill, you have to be certain that there is no way that you're going to hurt somebody. You need a place where there is a 3-foot dirt mound or thicker at your target or behind your target, right? You have to be certain because you're not touching that trigger if there is ammo in there. And if you accidentally pull the trigger, that's on you, not me. Learn to be safe with the airsoft, then learn to be safe with this gun. Now, if you're scoffing at this video is not for you. This video is for the mom, the grandma, the guy that never even thought about guns. He doesn't even see movies about guns. He sees movies about music and dancing, or maybe it's a girl or somebody else, right? Or you're younger. You know, you're on your own. You're trying to build up confidence. Something bad happened and you decided you needed one of these, but you still don't know enough about it. Get your experience and get your time. And obviously pay for classes. So if you're one of those people that needs the assurance and needs the confidence, that's who this video is for. You need to build up your skills. And as dangerous as these might seem, if you're going to take this with you with ammo and you can't handle it in your own house, how are you going to handle it on the street, right? So if you can handle it in your own house, if you can take this, load it in your house, keep it safe, and unload it, then you have the confidence to carry it with you. If you don't have the confidence to carry it in your house, you might not have the confidence to carry it elsewhere. So build up your confidence. Maybe it takes a month, maybe it takes 2 months, but build up your confidence now, so you can use it when you need it. And take classes. Alright, this was a very long video, but this has the drills that I feel will help elevate somebody who is less confident into becoming more confident. And in my personal testing with somebody who didn't like guns, some of these things happened to help this individual. And over my life, I've been playing with airsoft guns a long time, and I've been paying attention to movies, finger off the trigger. Just take some of these drills, do what you need to do, and stay safe and build your confidence, and always handle the gun if you're going to handle it. Have a nice day.